Hello, welcome back to BlenderSushi. This is our versus series, and today our guest is Maya, and I'm gonna be showing you this paint effects in Maya. Later on, I might talk a little bit about this kind of tools that I'm currently still developing using Sverchok. So it's still pretty simple, but it's kind of nice, and it's kind of starting to emulate the paint effects in Maya. It's yeah. Let's have a look. Okay, this is Maya, and they have this one tool called paint effects, and now I have to find the tools where it is. I haven't been using, and this is the latest Maya, and then I have to find the tool, and the tool is called paint effects. They must have put it somewhere else. Maya modeling paint effects tool. Okay, modeling, and under generate. Maya is so bloated at the moment. They just keep putting everything. Okay, paint effects tool, and I bet this is one of the tool that's been there in Maya for many years, and it probably doesn't change much. Basically, if we draw a curve, just like if we use Grease Pencil in Blender, we get this kind of a stroke, and with this stroke, by default, it's just like drawing this kind of like ink kind of brush. This is their default. If you select that guy, you can see there's a curve and there's a stroke brush. This is the paint effects stroke brush, and then it has basically it has like thousands of attributes, and literally it's probably almost like 1,000 of attributes, and they are all hidden underneath this guy. In Maya, it's this brush. There's actually like a gallery in Maya where you can kind of select the presets of the brush because there are so many. So first of all, they have this global scale, and then let's go through this some of the most interesting one. Channel, not so important. The brush width, this is probably one of the most useful one. It's kind of okay, that's creating that. You see the brush, it's like a cylinder at the moment. You can kind of emulate this using Grease Pencil and Skin Modifier. The softness, this is related to how the paint effect is going to be rendered. This is currently just the preview. There's a flatness, okay, flatness controlling the X and the Y. Skin Modifier can do that. The stamp density, that's related to other attributes in paint effects. That's the brush. Screen space, this is controlling how it is, how the brush is being seen in the screen space. Don't worry about that too much. Twist, now the twist in Maya paint effect is actually quite useful. There you go. It's kind of doing like a rope kind of twisting. That's kind of neat. Okay, that's something that I want to apply using Grease Pencil and Sverchok and Blender. So tube section, more or less resolution. There's a subsegment. Can't see it in the preview. End caps, okay. We can cover the caps. Hard edges, not so important. Shading, the coloring, okay. That's quite nice. Tube shading, only if you are using the tube, but that's related to how this thing can kind of generate like tubes. Texturing, so there's a lot of control over the UV. This is actually a nice thing. It's not easy to implement in Blender. Illuminated, it reacts to the light or it doesn't react to the light. Shadow effects, okay, that's also an extra thing. Glow, tubes, okay, this is what interests me actually. So apparently when I turn on tubes, okay, the brush, everything before it's kind of disappear. Now the tubes actually has a lot of interesting stuff. This is what I'm interested in with the pen effects. The tube can have this how many tubes per steps. First of all, the tubes, you can see it's also being affected by the normal of the line already. It's currently flat on the ground, but if I draw this pen effects on the surface, the curve will understand the normal of the surface and follows, and whatever tubes being created, it's kind of follow. This is a bit like fur. Tube random, okay, let's randomize the tube along the curve. The start, okay, there's a start tubes, okay, that's that. Segments, how many segments you have per tube, length minimum, length maximum, that's the randomizations. Currently in Blender I do manage to do that with this random number and minimum and maximum basically. And I have the top bit here. Pen effect in Maya can actually do that as well. So how many tube? Let's keep it simple for now. Segments, length minimum, length min max, tube width, thickness of the tube, the width randomization. You still have the twisting, I believe. Segment length bias. If there is the twisting, then I can turn it off for now. Okay, keep it simple. The tube with randomization, with bias. The bias is probably kind of more randomization on top of it. There is a width scale here. This is a nice thing in Maya, so we can control the tube using this curve. We can do that in Sverchok if once they have this curve thing. How to hide this outline? Okay, so we can have the spiky kind of tube directions along normal, along path. Okay, along normal and along path. That's also kind of nice. Elevation minimum, maximum. Okay, that's along normal. We can already do that. Just need to do some kind of setup. Elevation minimum, maximum. This is kind of how much random you want. So basically we have like the normal and then how the elevation kind of have more control over that. This is quite nice too, actually something I want to implement. So there's this growth. Okay, this is the thing that's a little bit more complex. Everything else I think can be implemented already using Sverchok and Grease Pencil. Branching, okay. Branching, twig, extra branching, leaves, flower, and bud. That's actually can be quite complex, and then pen effects has this for a while, and then I'm pretty sure that this can already be created using Sverchok, although like some developer need to spend some time on it. Bud, flower, leaves, twig, and branches. That's yeah, I guess that's the cool thing about pen effects, that I think I really respect that. I think this tool's been developed by the developer for many years in Maya. Before it's taken by Autodesk, and now it's owned by owned by Autodesk. Used to be, I think, Alias tool. Branching, twig, leaves. Leaves is like a flattened twig. So branches. You can sort of do this in Sverchok already. The flower. Now the flower is the one I have currently. This guy is like flower, but it's all over the place, but it's more flower is more simple, it's more like flattened. So flower, branch, twig, and they have like hundreds of options right here that I don't need to talk about everything, but yeah. But basically the growth, this branches, twig, these guys are the complex bits that if I were to recreate the pen effects, I need to worry about the flower, the buds, the twig, all those kind of stuff. Currently I have the flower just simply, this is from the previous live noding video in Blender that I did. I can have it on and off. They are all random. For each one of them I can have a different kind of flower petal. So that's kind of okay. I can actually generate more or less of this kind of like emulating the pen effects, but this is all procedural in Blender. I'm using Sverchok Add-On. We can tweak the scale, the seed, randomize the seed, and we can, this is like kind of the azimuth control. I can zero it out and now they're pointing up. Just, you know, just randomize in that angles, side angle. There is a little bit of control there. The nice thing about this setup, of course, that you can always tweak anything here and add your own. You can, for example, instead of having this flower, we can just replace it with the box. And that's really easy here to do. And then if you want to randomize the size of the box, you can definitely do that. Unlike the pen effects, you can kind of use different attributes here to make your variations. Yeah, there are several things that it actually gives you, like behavior, displacement. This is all the additional stuff you can add on top of this. Can make it animating, and then I think the forces. Okay, this is all the cool stuff they keep adding to the pen effect. So it's become one of the tools that Maya is famous for many years. Turbulence. We can kind of emulate that using noise, spiral, bend, or you can use your own script and then modify it. But the thing about this, even though it's kind of nice, but for the artist to be able to jump in and modify it, it's kind of limited, I think. Limited to this attribute, and for developer to modify this, they need to know mail scripting, and yeah, it's can be like it's like a different kind of how can I say? They give you a tool. Yes, it's really powerful, but then it's also by a glance you don't know how it works. It's when I've tried to build it in Blender, I sort of understand what's actually each part going on, and I can really control it to my liking. For example, like all this stepping currently we have. That's being controlled by the vector interpolation, for example. This guy, I can control it. Okay, I want to half. See, that's really easy to do. And then if I want to make it like a kind of more even. I can use range float because I know this is how the thing works, and get resampled. Start step and count. Plug in the count there, and plug this guy here. Now they're all kind of evenly distributed. That's all using nodes, and then I'm pretty sure this is also the effects that you can create using Houdini. And I don't know, it's like okay, pen effects is really interesting to study because it's really one of the well done tool in Maya. It's got a lot in it, and yeah, I guess it's nice to be able to build it from scratch. Maya these days has they put so much tool like mesh. This is the mesh is also another tool in Maya that I might visit at some point. This is kind of using nodes. It's not part of the bigger. It's part of Maya now. It used to be just an add-on here. Mesh, motion graphics, mesh stuff. This is very interesting. There is there's also a soup add-on. That's also another way that Maya can use a nodeworks workflow, just like in Houdini. So I guess that's yeah, it's worth studying time to time. But soon, yeah, I'm gonna try to make a breakdown of this. I can try building it from scratch. It's only taking like maybe half an hour or less for this setup. Still basic. It's not like pen effects. It doesn't have all the butt control and then all the behaviors, but you're adding it as needed. And then if someone really want to make it, they can do it using Sverchok, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like for example with the tweak stuff. So back to the tweak. Where is it? I probably disconnect that thing. Just hide this and put back the flower. Oh, accidentally reattach the box. Put that guy in. Show. Okay, we have the flower bags. We can control the count of the flower. I think that's a good idea in Maya is that instead of this random flower lines, we can kind of simplifying it into more like a flat flower. It's totally up to you. There's a scale, there's this amount. I think this is the noise. Let's see, can easily do that. This is, and the flower nodes itself is something that I created, and this is a monad. It's a group object in Sverchok where inside it we have a bunch of other nodes, and this is how the things that created the flower. This is I did this in one of my live noding already, so that's really cool, the way that we can just contain all this the nodes inside another nodes, and you can have as many as you want. Definitely if you understand Sverchok and how it works, you can definitely already create the pen effects, but it just takes some time to do it. Maybe I'll cover the basics in some of my live noding. Yeah, anyway, that's a preview, that's a quick demo. It's a look at Maya pen effects, our guest for today. I guess that's pretty much it. If you have any comment, suggestion, let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.